Oh my goodness, the Gatwick Drone has returned. It appears that way anyway. Media reports this week have said that there have been drones sighted over 3 US airbases in England. These drones, let me read from some of the reports. These drones, the number of UAS fluctuated and they ranged in size and configuration. Now I don't know what's going on there, because according to what I've read, all the reports were of drones flying at night, haven't been seen in the daytime, and that really concerns me, because I mentioned the Gatwick Drone. Now, if we go back to 2018, almost 6 years ago to the day, drones were reported flying over Gatwick Airport, and what do they call them? Reliable witnesses reported seeing drones over the airport. So they shut down the airport, inconvenienced travellers, and it was the world's media rolled up, and it turns out there were no drones at Gatwick. There were no drones. People may have seen lights in the sky, but there were no drones. How do we know that? Well, every man and his dog carries a smartphone with a pretty good camera these days, yet not one picture from the public appeared of these mythical drones. Even though they were flying there for 40 minutes at a time, nobody had the sense to get a camera out and take a picture of it. How does that work? And then we had the world's media with their very long lenses and their massively expensive, super good cameras. Even they couldn't get a picture of these drones, even though they were flying for 40 minutes at a time, and obviously in clear view because they had these expert or these reliable witness reports. Now, it turns out that there were a few pictures taken, but they were either police drones that were out there trying to find the mythical Gatwick drone, or helicopters, or even a crane was reported and photographed as being a drone. And it shows that lights in the sky can be anything, and they're more likely to be anything other than a drone. In fact, I think it was Scotland a few years ago, a police officer who you'd expect to be a reliable witness was chased by a drone for quite some time, and she rushed to the police station and reported, "There's a drone following me." They went outside and someone pointed out to her, "It's Jupiter. It's Jupiter." So reliable witnesses are often anything but, and lights in the sky are usually anything but a drone. So let's go back to the UK, the English air bases, or the US air bases in England. We've got people who've seen lights in the sky, and we're being told drones. And we're being told, as I said before, drones that fluctuated in range and size and configuration. No, all you saw were lights in the sky. And you don't know it was a drone. In fact, when they say the UAS were actively monitored. Okay, so one must assume from that they've got some kind of counter-UAS equipment at these air bases to actively monitor the drones, right? But hang on a minute, if they had that, then they would be able to track them down to where they land and arrest the operators. But that never happened. So what does actively monitored mean? Does it mean that the tea lady was looking at the window saying, yes, the light's still there? And what was the light? What could it be? Well, we've already mentioned helicopters, cranes, it could also, and planets. It could also be Starlink satellites. Now, Starlink has put up a huge number of satellites, and in the hours just after dusk and before dawn, they appear in the sky as lights moving across the heavens. If you knew no better, you might think they were a drone. If you're a policewoman, a Scottish policewoman, you might think, oh, there's a drone, when in fact it's just a satellite. So simply saying lights have been seen over air bases in England is not the same as saying drones are flying over an airbase in England. We've got no other substantiated evidence. And the media hasn't looked into this. They haven't joined the dots. They haven't investigated. The mainstream media is a train wreck. They've completely lost sight of the tenets of the Fourth Estate. They treat everything, no investigation is done, and they're just happy to publish whatever's sent to them, especially if it creates a clickbait headline. Oh, that looks clickbaity. Write a story, publish that. Don't check, because we haven't got time, haven't got money to check stories anymore. Let's look at some of the things that seem to be a little bit conflicting in regards to the data that's been published to date. First of all, these drones were seen at night, and they were seen because there were lights in the sky. Now, it's been speculated these drones could be operated by Russian agents seeking to get intelligence of these air bases, to surveil the air bases, to gather intelligence. And that doesn't make any sense at all for several reasons. First of all, you can't see much at night. Surely if you want to get intelligence, you want to fly during the daytime when you can see what's on the ground. At night, it's pretty dark. Secondly, if you were trying to do covert surveillance, would you fly a drone that had big bright LEDs on it? I don't think you would you? You'd cut the wires or fly something that didn't have big LEDs on it. Yet, apparently, the Russian agents are so stupid they fly at night and have big lights on the drone so they can be easily seen. Did the media not think about this before they started publishing this gut rot? Then there's something else. These drones reportedly flew during the biggest storm that's hit the UK in quite some time. Trees were knocked down, I think people died, floods, massive driving rain, strong winds, low visibility, yet apparently just like in Gatwick, because at the time of the Gatwick drones there was also very bad weather, apparently these drones flew through this bad weather, and even more worryingly, someone was outside looking up and could see them. How the hell do you do that in the middle of a massive storm? But nobody's challenging, no one's questioning this stuff. It's, oh, it must be true. It's drones, and drones are bad, and people who operate drones are bad actors. It's my job to push back against this rubbish from the media. There's a narrative going which paints drones as bad and people who operate them as bad actors. We've got to push back. I'm hereby openly challenging the media I'm asking them, why did you not join these dots? Could you not see that the information you were publishing was contradictory? Does that not worry you? Are you only after the clickbaity headlines and the eyes on ads? It's not good enough. I'm here to try and protect the drone community and the drone industry, and I can see these things a mile away. Now, if the mainstream media want to contact me for an opinion when these things happen, I'm available 24/7. Just there's a email address on the About tab for this channel. Go and have a look at it. Just contact me, and I will tell you what I think, which seems to be a damn sight more accurate than what you think. So where do we go from here? Now, the RAF has rushed special counter-UAS equipment to these air bases. So if there wasn't any there before, in which case how did they actively monitor what was going on? But they put counter-UAS gear there. Now I'll bet good money that suddenly there'll be no more drones. That's right, the drones will suddenly stop flying. Are they stopping flying because they know the counter-UAS equipment's there? No. There were never any drones to start with, in my honest opinion. So what'll happen now is if some reliable witness sees drones over the airbase, they'll look at the counter-UAS equipment, there'll be no sign of it on there, and they'll say, nah, must be something else. Starlink satellite, helicopter, crane, but it's not a drone. So suddenly the drone sightings will dry up. People will still see lights over the airbase, but they won't be drones, because now they can prove they're not drones. What they should have been, why assume they're drones in the first place? It's just, I don't know. But anyway, that's my job, to try and bring some common sense, some logic, and some facts into this argument. The only other explanation I can think of for this is, looking at the time of year, maybe it's Santa Claus doing some test runs for Christmas Eve, and that sleigh of his is brightly lit, and it's been mistaken for a drone. I'd wager that's a far more likely explanation than the one the media is touting right now. Anyway, tell me what you think. Go down to the comments. What do you think about the situation? Is the media just once again, trying to bury the drone community in order to earn a few clicks on web pages and videos? I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys. Merry Christmas. See you soon.
I think you should I'll subscribe to the IXJet channel.